should be fun.
I'll play with you.
Bring it on.
Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Ketchup and I'm joined on the Viennality desk by the Eternal Mustard. Now this is Viennality 2018. We're going to be going into more Dragon Ball FighterZ, but it's going to be a brand new and fresh block of pools to play through.
Indeed, but I kind of want to get out of the way early. That is the point, right? We're finally at Viennality. This is the third year this tournament is taking place, and we've tried to be here every single year, but finally the stars aligned and we're able to make it happen. We are in Vienna, Austria, of course, surrounded by some of the absolute best players across multiple different games that Europe has to offer. Now, Dragon Ball so far has been quite one to watch, I think. One of the most interesting things by far has been kind of team choice, character choice. We're seeing a lot of familiar faces, not necessarily in the Dragon Ball scene. I know obviously the game is still relatively quite new. But that doesn't mean that, obviously, you know, it's had a huge amount of time for these players to come out of the woodwork. So, obviously, we're seeing a lot of players here for other games, some of them here for Dragon Ball, and that's what we're going to be seeing now with... what pool do we actually have?
So, as far as I'm aware, I believe it's pool B1. We're kind of just going from left to right throughout our pools. We just got through our very first pool, which saw Foxy Grandpa move on. We saw the likes of Boki do really well. Obviously, we just saw Yuzu Flash as well, feeling very happy for himself with the result that he was able to achieve in losers. But with our next pool, we have the likes of RZA, first of all, who I think is quite one to watch in this tournament.
Yes, I think that's going to be one of the biggest talking points for this pool generally is RZA and what he can bring to the table. I know, of course, he has that kind of distinct Broly team, Broly, Goku, and I believe Bardock. And has been making some waves. You know, he's had relative success. I believe he did well at Stunfest, of course. The name escaped me for a second. And has been very rampantly playing the game for a while. But actually, it looks like before we get underway with that, it looks like we have Boki waiting. So I wonder if we're actually going to be doing the losers finals for the pool prior first.
Yeah, so I don't think we actually finished the pool that we were playing through before. Obviously, we're waiting for... Boki is pretty much lying in wait for whoever wins throughout this losers bracket run for the losers finals. So the pool's not finished. I kind of admittedly, I think I assumed we were just kind of going from one pool to another. But if we're kind of gone into a break and we're finishing the bracket, then, you know, by all means, we'll do it.
At the very least, even we're at the end of the first pool. So we're almost doing that at the very least. But, I mean, this is a good thing. Because Boki has been doing really well for himself. Obviously, sent to losers by Foxy, who just made it out of the pool and winners. So has been doing well for himself anyway, but now has that kind of final hurdle to overcome. The question is when his opponent is ready.
For me, it was quite interesting because Boki, well, he pretty much plays Foxy's old team, right? So when they went head-to-head, I was actually obviously in the stream chat doing the things, kind of moderating things and all that, and there was a recurring thing of people unsure who was who. They were like, oh, Foxy plays Frieza, right? He plays Foxy, Goku, and Gohan.
Foxy has officially dropped that old team in favor of...
Old and busted and new hotness.
TN, Adult Gohan, which was part of his very, 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 very first team before obviously he swapped Gohan out for Bardock when Bardock launched. And, of course, Goku. But a completely different change now. You know, we're seeing TN, which I think out of all the characters on his team, that is the one that kind of has the biggest question mark by it. But apparently, Foxy has been playing TN for a little while now and was looking for a team to kind of fit him on. Of course, TN being quite strong, Apology Man in America, making waves with them as well. Obviously, a very different team structure behind him, but still, very effective. And then, of course, you've got the Adult Gohan and the Vegeta, which seems to be one-size-fits-all kind of character.
Now, as you guys can see on the camera on the far left-hand side of the room, we do have Injustice 2 pools taking place as well. We will be doing some Injustice 2 on the stream after the pools are done, and that will be found over on the NetherRealm Twitch, so make sure you go follow that channel and get in on the Injustice 2 action, because we have so many good players from all over the world coming together for these tournaments.
But it's going to be a good day, especially in the main stage area we have here today alone. We've got the likes of course, Injustice and Mortal Kombat later on. We have the finals for, I believe, Guilty Gear and Skullgirls as well, so plenty of fighting game action to be seen. But the question is, when are we going to get underway with this first match, I wonder?
Well, I assume for Boki to be on the stage, we're probably waiting for that match of losers to be ready. If things are close, then obviously they're going to take a little bit longer. The longer the matches go on.
Oh no, take the camera away. We can't be seeing that shot on stream. Take it away.
Not
someone else.
An event.
Quick.
If it's not a dab. Actually, there were two things. There were two things that I would disagree with there. The shirt and the rapid dabs. That could quite possibly be the worst camera angle.
You just missed a third. And that was a dab into the mist.
Oh, no.
Dabbing out of there, man. You had to do it to us.
Oh, God.
So let's talk a bit about some of the players that we have waiting in this pool we'll be getting into after this match. So obviously we've got RZA and of Dizzy TT. I didn't even know he played Dragon Ball. That's really cool.
There's a fun fact about Dizzy, actually. So Dizzy, after he was, I believe it was after he'd either lost in Winners in the Injustice Pro Series at CEO or when he was eliminated. And, I mean, he just wasn't happy, right? Which, if you get eliminated from a major tournament, you're going to be feeling a certain way about it. And immediately after being eliminated from the tournament, Dizzy then had to actually go and play his Dragon Ball matches. Now, Dizzy, he didn't really want to play. He was like, I'll play. I'm here. I've signed up. I was really here for Injustice, but we'll just play and see what happens. And throughout his pool, he was just beating people after people after people. And it's like, come on, man, just beat me so I can move on and start thinking about Injustice again.
But now, as far as I'm aware, that hasn't happened today. So he's going in this with a better mindset. The question is, can he be just as dominant like that? Because that would be quite a spectacle, I think. I mean, I know, of course, not to make it the running talking point, but a fair few NetherRealm players made the transition to Dragon Ball, especially European.
Yeah, we saw Happy Pal earlier on. Obviously, we've had Foxy up and running. He's made it through.
As well.
Yeah, White Black, Marvel vs. Capcom, played a whole bunch of Mortal Kombat X in the early days with that Dragon's Fire Liu Kang, one of the real sort of original Dragon's Fire players in Europe for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously in later pools we've got Xerox, who we saw do really well when it stays on open. He won the second one of those, which was really cool. White Black waiting there too. Yamini, we have the return of Yamini in his very unorthodox team. I believe he took a game off. There was a European event. I believe he took a game off Kazunoko.
I think it was Kazunoko, yeah. He was able to get one of those games on the board. I think the final result was 2-1, if memory serves me right.
Indeed. But and who else do we have? Rudy,
I see PND Mustard in the pools.
Now, the question is whether I'm actually commentating or can play. So it's all question how it sticks up. Because if it's choice, I have to commentate, right? That's the primary job here. But it looks like, players taken to the stage. The wait might finally be over. Obviously, thank you for your patience, but we are good to get underway with this, I believe, losers finals of the pool?
Well, if it's Boki, then surely this has to be losers finals. So obviously, 2 people making out of each pool. We have 4 pools. Very, very important matchup up and coming right now.
Well, that seems to be the running theme of how the structure, or I should say the pools are structured today across many of the games, is the top 8 is straight out of pools. So there's 4 pools, and then the 2 out of the pool will be your top 8. Obviously not, the tournaments, there's no getting around the fact they don't have hundreds and hundreds of entrants. But by no means is it tiny, and the talent is here. It's a very concentrated event of high-skilled players across most of the games that are here.
Now, Boki's had quite a chunk of time where he's not been playing. I think that's one of the things. When you lie and wait in a loser's final situation, and you have to wait for your competition to finish playing, I'm assuming we've gone straight from a match to here on the stage, which basically means that there is going to be an element of being more warmed up. I think Boki's going to be a little bit, I don't want to use the word rusty, but not going from game to game. He's going to have to spend the first initial, few seconds, maybe few minutes of this match getting back into the flow that we know he had earlier on. He had such a tidy freezer.
Well, the thing is, there's, as good of a point as that is, I don't know if it applies to a lot of players. I feel like that's definitely a thing if players are less experienced or, aren't used to playing for long, extended periods of time. But when you get to the high level of play and you are tournament ready, you consider yourself a high-level player, that doesn't really matter as much, especially when the wait isn't super long. It's been maybe, 15, 20 minutes? That's not the longest time in the world to wait before playing a game again. But it looks like it is going to be the same team, so Boki going to be going with that Point Freezer, Goku, and then Gohan. Now Kid Buu, Blue Goku, and then Vegeta on the other side.
Now, even if Frieza's not considered the best character in the game by any stretch of the imagination, I do think having him point of all the positions almost seems to make the most sense to me, because the second you take Frieza...
Anyone with assist is good.
Pair him with a beam assist. I actually like the combination where you have both the beam assist of Goku, which kind of goes hand in hand with anyone, not just Frieza. But I think just the hit arc, that hitbox of Gohan's assist as well. Kind of covers those corner escape situations when someone wants to tech up or tech out. That assist kind of keeps people stuck in their tracks. Plus, some really sick corner damage, which Boki has also been able to show in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And when you've got meter behind you also, FighterZ has a ton of ways to get that death ball, get that level 3. He's not, again, he's considered not a super high tier character. There's no getting around it, for the most part. When you see the tier lists go around from various players, he's usually sitting right there at the bottom. But it's a versus game. It's 3v3. It's a good job a character isn't there by themselves ever.
If there's one thing you can do in a versus game, it's take a character that's not amazing and pair him or her with two amazing characters.
Some big boy best friends to get that high tier, or at the very least the utility.
Well, it's like Kazunoko, right? It's Yamcha and his top tier friends.
I mean, exactly. That's the general point.
But
FighterZ,
Yamcha's assist is so good.
Exactly.
It makes them even better.
But I think that's one thing that FighterZ kind of struggles in a sense, though, because FighterZ's assist actually isn't amazing for the most part. Like, obviously it has some uses, but it's not the most versatile assist in the world. But then, you give him a beam assist, you give him a DP assist, and all of a sudden he can start getting some things going.
Okay, so it looks like we are loading into our full-on proper match. This is losers bracket action here at Viennality 2K18. Very, very important match to win right now. We have Disflash versus Boki. Boki definitely looking a little bit stronger, I think, in this bracket, making it all the way through winners. Unfortunately, losing to Foxy, where he now waits in this losers finals.
I see those super dashes, early super dashes, really hard to react to at that close range unless you are basically looking for it already. It comes flying down with the button, gets tagged, but no too much of a follow-up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he was already dedicated to the fact that he was going to try and go in for the low mediums right there. So in that situation, you kind of have to be ready for the instant jump, which Boki unfortunately wasn't.
Wow.
There's the invincible DP.
That was insane. Using those the frames of landing to be minus just into a raw DP, going with that kind of big read early on, really establishing that threat for the rest of the series. At least that's the idea.
Yep, but I think adult Gohan, he kind of goes hand in hand with so many of the assists in the game. Goku and FighterZ together works really well. Kind of, not to talk too much about Foxy, but that's why I think the team worked so well early on, because it kind of almost fits him like a glove.
At the same time, Boki's making it work really well so far. Finds himself with some corner pressure, but Kid Buu comes flying in. Now packs to the mid screen.
That's one thing about Kid Buu. You've got to respect the limbs so much. Insane range with such fast startup as well.
But I think that's something that's going to give Boki some issues, though, because a lot of this team can, well, especially Goku and FighterZ, they really want to play from that long distance. They want to get those projectiles out. But Kid Buu's normals, they really are so far-reaching. And almost like, as long as you're grounded, you have to worry about them.
And there's that patience into the tag, which is going to be swiftly punished into decent corner damage. And Kid Buu in the corner, one of the scariest things to have to deal with. But a couple of whiffs actually almost working out in Boki's favor, but getting clipped regardless, trying to jump out. That's unfortunate. And there's that level 3 hard knockdown.
I mean, that should kill, right? I'd be very surprised if he's fighting.
Oh my god!
Oh boy, ignore me. Perhaps not. And then wake up Sparking, wants to keep Goku alive. Boki knowing that if he loses that beam assist, his team's going to lose a ton of threat. Yeah, and it's actually going to keep Goku alive as well.
It's not even about losing Goku, it's about massively hindering the FighterZ at the same time.
Well, I find that decision is going to kind of haunt Disflash, because not only is Goku still alive, if he did 3 individual level 1s, it definitely would have done more damage. But I think he just wanted to keep Kid Buu in, make sure it was going to do enough, and was just off the mark in damage calculations.
That's that wonderful tag cancel was going to get him out of danger. Goku Blue finally joining the party, tries to backdash. Vegeta getting pummeled a little bit, but he's out of there. See you later, mate. And the beam assist, but finds the reverse vanish just to get himself out of the situation. But another one tries to stagger the string and gets banished because of it. 5 bars on the side of Boki, and this is quite a big opener. Yeah, and this should absolutely be a powered up Gohan at the same time. No, he goes in for the wall level 3. Damage!
It's going to give him the setup, and he has both assists ready to go. If he can get in range. All the delay as well.
Yep, instant jump forward. Disflash not going to challenge that. Using his last bar of resources on that tag cancel, we're going to get Kid Buu back into the fight. He's going to block that Vegeta assist, but it's not really going to do a whole lot. We're going to see the hit confirm now. Letting it rock. I wonder what that was.
I'll say Disflash is actually being really careful here. See, he's got Vegeta at full health. He really wants to keep Vegeta for that assist, and he wants him for that anchor. We're seeing that Vegeta is still really very possible to make those last character comebacks, and he still has his sparking, but at this rate might not even need it to come to that, as he's got another bar for this extension. Won't need it this time, as that level 1 is going to be enough damage. Gohan dies. Goku is coming out with half health left.
That was some good character management. He's been able to keep all 3 of them alive. Boki really kind of has seemed like he's been in the driver's seat for the majority of this set, but have a look at this. He's lost the first character. Oh my god, get back down here, FighterZ.
Oh, even though he's a character down, Kid Buu doesn't have the most health left. He's on the defensive right now. The question is, can he get the pressure going? As he finds the way out, vanishes the Dragon Rush, but no, gets tagged by a tiny bit of damage. A lot of patience clips him on the way down. This could be the dead Kid Buu. He is going to build that 4th bar of meter, so he should be able to get a level 1. No, he's going to spend it on the vanish instead. He went for just that little recapture at the bottom, but didn't quite get it. And how is Boki going to do this? He hasn't got sparking anymore. He does have some bar, but obviously the defense of this flash has been really on point. Opening up seems to be quite difficult. He got some early Dragon Rushes, but the question is if you're looking for them now.
Oh, clips him with that heavy, but unfortunately he isn't able to capitalize on the beam
but that's
assist.
the thing. It's one of the weaknesses of FighterZ, you know, that air-to-air potential. He got that big medium, you know. A lot of other characters can turn that into a launcher and some big damage. FighterZ has to, or can only really get a vanish from it or use certain assists, but just didn't have quite the same opportunity.
I'm pretty sure all of the damage that Vegeta has taken has been when he's actually not in the field, and this could be dead Goku
That
Blue.
should be enough. I don't think he needs a second bar either. The death ball should be enough to take BAM! And it will be. Now, evened out. But the biggest thing here now, even it will be 2-2 characters. Boki doesn't have sparking anymore. Obviously, he burst it quite early to keep Goku alive, who, to his credit, is still there.
Also, this has been an exceptionally long match. This could even be a timeout. When's the last time we saw a timeout in Dragon Ball?
I don't think I've ever seen one. Like, literally, I don't think I've seen a single time.
Oh, drops the combo. Doesn't seem to get the ender. I think he did try and finish up with something else, spending his only bar of meter on that enhanced version of the ground pound. So that could be unfortunate, wasting him away.
You know, Kid with Vegeta tries to dash out the assist, but it actually autocorrects.
Oh,
the
no!
Tracking.
Drops the ender.
Oh, I don't know about
Panic button. Oh, what's going on? The crust.
And then, I mean, still lost the character. I think that's kind of signs of... I mean, it was a big read, right, to go for that raw level 3, but if he was going to go in, it was going to be then. You understand the decision, but obviously he was paid dearly for it. Now he's going to spend the bar on the vanish here?
The thing is, at this point, it's not even a huge issue that FighterZ doesn't do a huge amount of damage from his air conversions because of that timer. As long as he's got that character lead, Boki is in a much better situation. And there's a launch.
I mean, it's the lowest I've seen the timer in a while, but I still don't think it's going to get near to the end. I don't think there's enough health left in the game for that to be a thing. Oh, tries to combo from it, a little bit too late.
Yeah, it entirely depends on how long you can block for, I think. 30 seconds on the clock. I wonder if... Oh my God! Twice in one game!
Lord. That was... I mean, that's just it. Next game. We'll
just swiftly move on from that one. I mean, you guys, there's no analysis needed. We saw that. I mean, Super Dash is pretty good.
It was very effective.
Most excellent.
It was an excellent Super Dash. But still, you know, all things considered, it worked. You know, it's going to get that turnaround. You have that character to watch as well. And you have to watch out for that kind of thing, you know, especially whenever you're not winning and your opponent is at a range that Super Dash is not reactable, you have to be careful for it.
And I really feel like what kept Boki in that fight the entire time was how dependent he was on keeping Goku alive. Like, that really is the big thing, because we saw Frieza put in so much work by the end of the match. Frieza would not have been able to do as much as he did if Goku died at the very beginning, like it almost happened.
You know, beam assist, it's a way in, it's combo potential for a character like this. It's you know, potential safety as well, it's neutral control, and Frieza kind of needs that to really get the ball rolling. And we saw that level 1 sparking used so early out of pretty desperate situation. I remember, it was only because you know, this Flash had a tiny miscalculation on damage. The character very much could have died had that one decision been different. And I think that really is the story of Dragon Ball. You know, it's 2 out of 3, and one mistake can literally cost you a whole game. But it might not seem like it at the time.
Yeah, that was a wonderful pickup on the end of that Vegeta assist. And now Frieza, not the best defensive options either. That's one of the things the character kind of struggles with. Hasn't got some amazing buttons, hasn't really got those get-off-me moves. And we just have that corner oppression. Goes in for the guard cancel, finally. Really picks that magical opening. Goku, unfortunately, actually stuck in the same situation.
Yeah, and there's a second assist that's charged as well, but there's that raw Super Dash to get through. Again, whenever you're using that Vegeta assist, you know, we have to remember this is post-patch. It's not quite good at pinning people down anymore. It really opens up that extra layer of how are they going to get out of this? Are they going to reflect? Are they going to Super Dash?
Oh my God, that assist just went, nah, sit back down there.
Yeah, this is a much better start for this Flash.
In Dragon Ball FighterZ, it's a game of momentum, right? You know, if you can get that constant knockdown going, even if you have a disastrous start, as long as in game 2, you know, you kind of put that pressure on really early on. I mean, this was a blue combo, unfortunately, because he didn't tech. Is this going to confirm as well? Oh, my word, if only we saw a tech.
Now, I think, though, even though Boki found himself on the back foot the whole time, he didn't really build a ton of bar by taking all that damage. So now he's finally got the opening. Look, he's pretty starved on resources.
Yeah, he's going to have to take on the knockdown. Unfortunately, the combo drop's going to make life a little bit easier for Disflash as well. Oh, guard cancelled. It's so meaty.
That was absolute chase down if ever I've seen one. Tries to go for the Super Dash. There's the air trade to the Super
Dash. Oh, my God!
And the Super Dash was the one that lost in the end. That's what it deserved.
Rare footage. Rare footage. Oh, there's the air confirm, Boki. Well, that's the thing about Dragon Ball, right? In these crazy situations, you actually don't have time to reflect on just how amazing that moment was. You've got to go straight into the next moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the block. The assist coming through. I love that delay into the Dragon Rush.
Almost like a bait. Almost like they actually wanted to keep you blocking because of the assist, and that's why we see a grab come through.
Well, those DP assists, they don't have a huge amount of blocks done. So if you can go really quickly into the Dragon Rush, it's, you know, your opponent has to be ready for it in advance.
Now, after an amazing start, unfortunately, Disflash is going to lose his first character of this match. Boki in the driver's seat. Not a lot of resources, but with the 2 assists locked and loaded, that's going to give FighterZ the distance. He needs to get in. There's the disc. Coming back, have to block the follow-up right there.
Yeah, hits on the other side, but able to block it still. Disflash has shown some really strong defense so far, but he has got his work out for him. Good tech on the Dragon Rush this time.
Yeah, wonderful reaction.
There's the trade on the assist, and the beam is the one that wins because it occupies the space, gets him in, and there is that point-blank launch.
Yep, we see the vanish come through because we want a knockdown instead. The 2 bars isn't going to be sufficient damage, forcing out the Sparkin. Big damage from this one. I don't think it's going to kill at all, even with the meter gain.
Oh, but I like the use of the assist at the end to keep him blocking. That could have been a dead freezer if he got the open up. But again, using that level 1 sparking. He wants to keep the team alive.
Now
good patience.
Yeah, pressure. Not as much because it's going to be the Gohan assist. So if that was a beam, it would have been a different story. But not today. Clips him.
Probably a dead freezer. I mean, it's very easy to have 2 level 1s here. Probably wouldn't even need the second one. And that's going to be an easy kill from the height. That, I mean, it looks like a really awkward level 1 to combo into unless you're really ready for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're going to be at this point.
We are back to somewhat of a neutral situation. Almost like completely identical bar. Both had the same idea. That wasn't even a reactionary Dragon Rush. That just happened at the same time.
Oh, gets tagged by the Vegeta assist this time. This could be Disflash's way back into the match. He's going to have plenty of bar. Is he going to spend it or is he going to keep it? No, there we go. Oh, delay wake up. Gets him out.
Very unfortunate whiff on that Dragon Rush, but Boki not able to get the whiff punish, just going in for the wrong button.
Wow. Risky to go for a vanish when there's a Vegeta assist on the screen, but was just out of range. And it paid off. Now, that actually might be a dead Kid Buu. He's got the extra bar.
Yeah, that's going to be level 1.
Is this enough?
Another level 1 spent. We're going to see that optimal ender for Goku. 2 bars instead of 3. Happy days.
Now, I like the choice to do that because obviously he wants to keep Goku in and still able to spend 2 bars to do so. Could have gone for the DHC, but didn't need it.
Right, there's a confirm. Gohan, nice reset. Not able to catch the jump out, though. You know, he was really looking for something like that, but clips him.
I mean, that's probably not going to be enough to kill. He doesn't have sparking for the confirm. He doesn't have bar to extend it too much. But this is going to be a bad situation for Disflash. But he's got all the bar. He baits out the DP. He knew it was coming. And that is what he got. And that's going to be a clean 2-0. A perfect way to end a set is that kind of bait.
That was like an assertive finish right there. That was, I am so confident that you're going to do it. Because the thing is, we actually saw almost no Vegeta DPs in the entire series.
We didn't get the chance to. Vegeta wasn't really on the screen for a lot of the time. And when he was there, it was because of the assist or he was being, cancelled into. Didn't really get the chance to see him by himself too much per se, so I just don't think we had the opportunity to. But lo and behold, the second the wake up is the option. But I mean, it's a read, right?
It doesn't make it any less sick.
It is going to be a read. I mean, but that's the thing, Anchor Vegeta, wake up DP or DP in general is so much more dangerous when you have assists to kind of do it at the same time. Like, some of them can make it safe, some of them can make it a bit more dangerous in terms of like hitbox and screen coverage. But Vegeta by himself still has a DP. Yes, you might be able to punish it, but it still exists. It's still something you have to respect. It is a threat that you have to know is there.
Not a lot of characters in the game have invincible moves. Obviously, really. I know the exception being level 3s.
Aside from every character's invincible level
with the exception being level 3s.
But I know
that's what I meant.
You're talking about invincibility.
Special moves.
You're talking about invincibility without needing to use 3 bars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is in itself still a really big gamble if it's not 100% guaranteed. But, it's that extra layer of something they have to worry about. Even if you are a Vegeta player that never DPs, it's something you could do, so they have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's like just because you're not doing it doesn't mean you won't, or theoretically couldn't. So while we're getting our next match underway, guys, for those that may have just joined us, welcome. This is Viennality 2K18, live in the heart of Austria. We're in Vienna now. Things are going quite well. We have multiple games taking place. Right now it's going to be Dragon Ball FighterZ, but after this it's going to be Injustice 2 for the Injustice Pro Series. And we have some really good competition there as well. It's kind of going on behind us, and we're going to do some of those later stage matches
that's not to be too much of a surprise, right? It's Injustice Pro Series. We have international competition making the trip out, looking for those points and a bit of that prize money. But at this point, it really is the points they want. And obviously Dragon Ball. We've got plenty of guys here looking to play. We've got the likes of White Black, Xerox. We have RZA, Foxy Grandpa, and the list really does go on. And then we have plenty of other games as well with big names, so it's going to be a good weekend of fighting game action for sure. So if you fancy European fighting games, make sure you follow this Twitch channel, and obviously NetherRealm for Injustice as well. And of course, I can't remember the channel link for the other games, but find it.
It's Viennality's Twitch. It's Virtual Dojo Vienna.
That's the one, Virtual Dojo Vienna. I believe that's the
VDV,
one.
my dude.
Yes. So make sure you're getting following and keeping up to date with all the action going on over the weekend. It's going to be a good couple of days, and we are just beginning.
So I think we're going into our next stage of pools now. That means, pool 1 should really be done and dusted, so it's going to be Boki and Foxy. I still can't get over the fact that it's Foxy's old team moving through versus the new hotness of his new team as well. But Boki making it still look like it's a strong team, right? Like it can still work.
I mean, but that's the thing. It still has its uses. It's still, you know, strong in certain situations, but it offers a very specific thing.
Yeah, it's more situational.
And if you feel like that's not enough to move on, then play new characters. That's like what Foxy does. You know, his new team isn't because he thinks the old one is trash. It's because he thinks he can do a better job with other characters. And that's what we will see, as he did make it out the pool in winners, so clearly it's not the worst thing in the world for him.
So, suggesting we should be moving in, and look at that team, FighterZ and Ginyu on the same squad. Let's go.
We've seen a lot of FighterZ today. I'm actually very surprised.
A surprising amount of FighterZ. I mean, like, we've seen more FighterZs now on stream than I think I saw any FighterZs at CEO.
Have we seen more FighterZ than we've seen cells?
I mean, maybe.
Is this what has happened to us? This is what we have become.
Things are a little bit different across the pond, guys.
Okay, are we going to see? They're going straight in.
Yep.
This doesn't look like a button check to me, unless he just really wanted to make sure that his crouching medium worked.
So the names match up. This is indeed going to be Pool B1. So this is an entirely fresh batch of players. We're going to be seeing a lot of these guys later on as the day progresses. But Ginyu really kind of needs to be played as that point character, I feel, because the Ginyu Force almost work like assists in themselves without needing anyone else alive. Having him point combined with other assists from the characters you have, it kind of goes hand in hand. I think it's the best way to go. Now we have the vanish into the Goldo, but great block, because that would have been a full combo.
I don't think we've ever seen a Ginyu that isn't point.
Yeah, it kind of almost makes no sense to not have him point, in my opinion.
I mean, it definitely seems to be, you know, the most efficient place for him to be. You know, he has access to the Ginyu Force with the right kind of assists. Obviously here he's going to have screen control with FighterZ, he's going to have a beam with Goku Black.
But now we're going to see Raccoon, because we just saw Goldo first. That is the order. So that's actually going to be 2 beam assists instead of 1, because we have Goku Black plus Raccoon. But we'll save that for later, because now it's going to be FighterZ.
Oh, based on the vanish, but didn't get a big punish. Still gets a little bit of damage, so now Massive does have some control in the corner. But good defense. Not really a lot of mix-ups right now, kind of just pressure.
Yeah, we saw like a reflect attempt there. It almost actually looked like the reflect could have worked, but just a little bit too late. Has to confirm just into the vanish. I know with the right beam assist, you can get a full combo from that 5S, but it's a little bit tricky. And if the assist isn't available, you've got to compromise. Right, pressure. Ginyu assist. Wow. Ginyu does have like quite a relatively weak assist, I feel. But in the corner, you can still pressure for days with it.
Yeah, it's still something you can use to kind of loop those buttons together to really kind of piece that chain, you know, be that link. Oh, and there's a delay into the Dragon Rush. I like it, because the beam assist didn't connect fully either, so he used the later ends of it to go into that Dragon Rush. And at level 3, he wants to kill hit now. Hard knockdown, good patience, wake up block, and there it is. Look for his moment for the sparking.
Oh, no!
I actually love how he challenged that Dragon Rush there, because he only went for a jumping light off of it. He obviously, you know, Sparking Blast does make your super dash. You can press buttons out of it on block, but you need to make sure it's a button with enough blocks done to guarantee something on the ground. And he did not do so there, but he is still going to be able to kill FighterZ.
Yeah, fortunately, when you have a drop like that, it can be really sort of massive on your morale. In this situation, he was able to clean up, and we'll just forget that ever happened.
Oh, there's the reflect into vanish. I'm actually surprised that it didn't turn around in time.
Oh, wow.
Berta comes in and he just goes straight away. He's like, I want none of this. I want out of this, my friend.
Yeah, normally when Berta's in the fight, it's actually not the end of the world, so long as Berta takes no damage. That's going to be a confirm, absolutely a dead hit. There's going to be no bar needing to be spent. It's going to be a 2 versus 1. Well, actually, no, if it's the Ginyu Force, it's like a 7 million versus 1.
Yeah, I mean, probably not quite that much, but I understand. But there's the beam assist. Okay, Purple Crash. Oh, he's pressing buttons out.
Oh, no, that's exactly why we saw it summoned, and now we have Raccoon.
The thing is, he actually can't really afford to trade damage like that when you're this low. He has no real way of regenerating it anymore. And there we go. The skies are protected by Berta, but isn't going to need to do anything at all, as Ginyu is going to finish things off on the ground.
That's the thing about Ginyu. If you can get Ginyu going, and you can kind of keep that momentum rolling, we have 2 good assists that can complement Ginyu quite well, because we have the hitbox of FighterZ's assist. We just have the beam assist, which kind of does what it says on the tin, right? It's just a super universal option to have. Oh, wow. Ginyu gets on well with those.
Yeah, he tried to combo off the overhead.
Wow.
Get the opportunity to.
That would have been sick if he comboed off that.
It just didn't look like he was ready for Goldo to connect there. Okay, auto combo extension. Into the big finish. Hit to extend it as well. I like this. Almost has him in the corner already because of it, but there's the vanish. Man, Berta just isn't able to do anything.
It's not Berta's day, is it? It's not Berta's day. Right. Goes in for the assist, but
actually
disappears.
I feel like that in itself is actually quite a weakness of Ginyu, though, because when you're against a Ginyu player, the only special move Ginyu has that doesn't use the force is his charge, his shoulder charge. He needs to keep still and like plant himself to summon one of them, and if he takes damage, or if he takes damage, they summon themselves next to him, so you can hit him and the assist at the same time. So if you know he's going to summon a Ginyu Force member, you just run at him, you get that hit, you shoot a projectile, anything.
Right, we're going to see a long splat knockdown, hard knockdown. What's the mix? And because the low is so common, I love the attempt on the grab. You know, that's just using everyone's knowledge against them. All right, we're going to see a death right here. Definitely enough to kill. Milky Cannon to finish it, and I like it.
Love
Good stuff.
Really intelligent use to extend the combo to do enough damage, and now it's going to be 3 versus 2 again. Losing Goku Black means that both these characters have lost the beam assist now, though, as well, so it's not looking amazing right now.
Yeah, not saying both characters can't complement off each other in the situation, but we see the stun tries to pick up from the Goldo. Nice chase down with the 2H as well. No vanish for you.
But there's nothing to be afraid of
well.
there. Like, of course, he's going to be ready for the for the wake up vanish because he has absolute control of this match. Oh, tries to combo from a little bit late again.
Yeah, I think neither player ready for those kind of wayward hits to connect. You're always like dedicating so much into something on block, you haven't even factored in that it could just hit at random. Oh.
Well, yeah, that's the second time we've seen him attempt the overhead, and the freezer assist has missed completely. So I actually wonder if he even has to worry about that.
Again, no pickup. But this is very much like a scramble in the situation. The low stomp, no full combo. A little bit spaghetti at the moment.
Yep, walks into the beam. This is probably enough damage to kill. Will he need the bar? He will not. That's going to do enough damage, and now it's going to be that match point as Android 16 by himself does have a full sparking blast, but not a lot of health. Ooh! A big boy way to start the game, for sure.
Spending a level 1, but with the sparking. I mean, I'd be very nervous because if 16 gets clipped here, now, and no chance to spend the sparking, I mean, that resource has just been wasted, isn't it?
I mean, that's why you have to be so careful when you challenge the plus frames on the vanish. Obviously, if your opponent isn't super tight, you may be able to sneak in the backdash or reflect or maybe even press buttons yourself. But when your opponent is that far in the lead and they have no reason to be flustered, they have no reason to be worrying about timing that enforcement of the plus frames from the vanish, that's probably not the best time to challenge.
Well, so we're going to see some moving on right here. And speaking of moving on, we've been going literally from one match immediately into another. This is early stage pools. I think one thing to factor in, I have no doubt these guys will be getting in some casuals throughout the day, trying to prep for this tournament. But these are, for a lot of these players, we have, oh my God, I'm going to mispronounce this so bad, but Kaqn versus Cobra Lelo. Let's try so hard not to get tongue twisted on that one.
I mean, there's no getting around the fact, right?
I'm bad with names.
We are Europeans, and I'm proud to be a part of the European scene. My pronunciation on European names, however, is trash.
Garbo.
Absolute.
Some could say the worst around.
I mean, I'm quite disappointed in us for that, if I'm completely honest. But we do our best. Lord knows we try our best.
Well, my point I was making is that for a lot of these guys, it will be their first matches of the day. And I think, ask loads of players, the first match of the day, in many ways, is the hardest. Because all the nerves of the tournament, the second you get that first match out of the way, a lot of nerves and anxieties you feel, they kind of dissipate as the day goes on. Maybe it picks up near top 8, or if you get further in the tournament, as things ramp up, then maybe. But when you've not played, and this is like your first entry, it can be horrible to deal with.
Absolutely. And
that's 100% talking from experience as well. I hate the first match of the day.
It's just not a very comfortable experience. So some players don't mind, some players can just deal with it. And then there are a lot of players out there that kind of dread the experience, because it's like you said, when you get it out of the way and you get that first match done, you kind of get past that hurdle, you're in the zone, you can kind of get yourself, through the rest of the games from that point onwards. But if you're completely fresh, that's where sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. However, this is a great environment. Obviously, there are games being played all over the place, some tournament, some casual all over the place. Generally speaking, it's serious time in the room. So everyone's kind of feeling the same experience. Everyone is in the same kind of pressure. So at least you can take comfort knowing that you're definitely not alone when you go through those kind of feelings.
Yeah, exactly. So as we go into this bracket, we kind of just run you guys by some of the players that we're going to be seeing. We've talked about RZA a little bit. Really, really excited to see what RZA brings to the table. Personally, I would definitely say he's my pick too. It's hard to say whether it be winners or losers, but I think he's definitely good enough in this bracket to make it through winners. But I would say that I think RZA is one of my picks to move on, at least out of the two.
Oh, absolutely. But I think generally speaking, it's the pools are quite evenly spread in players that I'd familiar with and are expecting to see more throughout the day. Like in this one alone, obviously, Kaqn that we're about to see play here is actually the second seed in this pool, and I'm sure there's a reason for that. I personally haven't seen him play, but these guys are seeded for a reason, and I'm sure we're about to see exactly why that is.
There's been quite a lot of competitive Dragon Ball activity across Europe. It's not always been massive official tournaments, but I mean, the local community scene for this, no matter where you are in Europe, is also pretty strong.
I mean, it's a popular game in this part of the world. Stunfest saw some really strong players. Of course, Leffen is one of the, a super incredible player right now.
Oh, yes.
Repping Europe really well, generally speaking. And of course, we have plenty of other players. We have obviously other tournaments going on around the last couple of months as well, more in the future to look forward to, and of course, Viennality here today. So the Europe has had its opportunity to really show that they know this game and have been putting time into it.
I mean, we can't even get people like Ali Yoon as CEO. So close to that top 8.
Plus Dragon Ball World Tour versus fighting in a few weeks' time. It's
I'm
a good time.
I am
It is
so
a good
hyped for
time
that.
to be a European Dragon Ball player. Absolutely.
All right, so let's take a look at these team rundowns. We have Goku Blue, we have Vegeta and Cell. So that's actually, you know, you would say that's quite a traditional team with the exception of Goku Blue. Android 18, you know, very hit and miss, but definitely to be played on point, I think.
Now, speaking of which, though, Blue Goku does have a lot of potential danger being on point, being up front, because Goku Blue with assists can be a nightmare to deal with. But then at the same time, Cell also. You know, Cell is a incredible character at point. Don't tend to see him as anchored too much. But of course, even by himself, can make the magic things happen.
Court pressing buttons on the end of the effect, which is going to allow 18 to get completely opened up. And I think Goku Blue, one thing you can't underestimate is just the damage of this character. Right, pressure coming through. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Now, I love how he goes into that kind of mix-up early on. You have a lot of potential games left to play in this kind of series. So if you're going to go towards those unorthodox, almost like ticks into grabs, doing them early and establishing them now is like, okay, that's an extra layer your opponent has to worry about. But unfortunately, with the combo drop, it's completely allowed Cobra to escape. You know, if you were able to sort of keep that momentum rolling, then maybe we would have seen a different situation, maybe even a dead character after that. But you drop the combo, not only do you lose the damage, but you lose the setup. And setup in this game is so key.
Oh, I like it, going for the rolling attack. Out of the exchange in the air. Extension with the combo. There's actually going to push him towards the corner.
Yeah, so much corner carry on Cell.
Ooh, I like
as if
it.
Cell doesn't have enough tools to try corner carry as well.
This is clean offense right now from Kaqn.
Having to play that really sort of patient game, almost like a preemptive call on the assist.
No, I mean, the Android 18 assist is quite awkward to play around. It has those absorption properties. But from a distance, it's not going to do too much, unless he's kind of reading a Kamehameha, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
But wasn't quite there. Still going to get a hit, though. It's going to be 18 and Trunks together with Goku Black. It's actually quite an offensive team.
I love the awareness from Cobra. I know he just got opened up right there, but ending a combo near the corner, making sure that off that long knockdown, we see the change to Android 18 come back in, because corner pressure, that really is her bread and butter.
Okay, is this going to be enough? No, actually, no, not quite at all. Oh, wake up level 3. Is that going to connect? No, completely misses. But does get him out of the way and doesn't get whiff punished. So it does keep the character alive at the very least.
Yeah, I think to keep the character alive is going to be worth using the bar all day, every day, because we're going to see it get built up almost immediately, but very risky to pressure without causing a tag. That was very much an all-or-nothing decision, I think.
I mean, quite often we do see players attempt to kind of stagger strings when you expect the last hit of a chain to come out and you don't, and you kind of pause it there and continue. But it looked like Kaqn was more than ready to get it, and that's going to be a clean hit as well. Goku Black getting knocked down here. Vegeta assist to extend, more damage incoming. Oh, and spends the bar just to get the slide into the super to follow. And that's it, like basically one bar spent, and it's just almost half-life. The second you get opened up clean, that's what Goku Blue's going to bring to the table. Nice reaction. Now, that's an extra layer, right? There is that Vegeta nerf, the fact that you're not kept on blocking for as long with the Vegeta assist. Obviously after a couple of hits in, you can reflect, you can super dash out. But if you're the one doing the Vegeta assist, you're going to know your opponent can do that. You're going to be baiting those options ready. You'll just call the assist, do nothing, and just let them just play into your hands.
All right, level 1 comes through again, combined with the level 3 of Cell. We're going to have big boy damage and a hard knockdown. This very much is, you get opened up now, you're dead. Oh, I'm assuming that might have been maybe a wake-up attempt, but it just doesn't work out. Those low lights are going to ruin his day.
Now, I actually love the way Kaqn played that, because that was a pretty extended match. That was by no means a complete annihilation. But look at the amount of health that he had left. He'd actually barely lost any life on any of his characters. I think that, no one had even gone past the half health point. So he was really cycling through these characters efficiently to keep them safe. He's going to trade with the super dash, but either wasn't ready for the air conversion, or sometimes those air conversions can be a little bit awkward to connect. That's going to be a full launch. Another hit going into Cell. Now, I like the change into Cell. From this life, Cell can absolutely kill this character if he gets an opening. Can he get the optimization? I mean, Vegeta assist, that's going to be it. Oh. That's dead. I love it. We don't even need one of those longer-winded Cell endings right there. The damage is going to do the job regardless, and plenty of meter. Not even much resources were spent on that sequence, and Trunks gets opened up as well. This is Cell in the corner. Not a fun experience to fight against in any stretch of the imagination. He does get the guard cancel, so he gets the safe tag out. Well, tags in safely, I should say. Definitely not safe. But doesn't have bar to extend off this. This is the problem that Cobra has right now. He's still alive, but look at the meter he doesn't have. Oh, and the backdash is chased down. Clean counter hit. I mean, so many times players will try and backdash out of that vanish, but when it's Cell, it's like, where you going? I mean, he's literally just going to slide after you the whole way. Now, does he have the bar to kill here? Is this going to be enough damage? Level 1, level 3, is it enough?
I think so.
Oh, I think so.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Wait, hang on a minute. Maybe.
Surely.
Oh, it's quite. On the wake up sparking. Tries to get the hit.
Yeah, that was a
it.
read. 100% that was a read.
Now the thing is, that was an attempt at a huge damaging combo, but he didn't use sparking for it. So even though he survived, not the end of the world, but that's a lot of damage he just lost.
That is indeed. Also corner.
Patience.
Yep, it was corner positioning too. Now there's that reversal use on the sparking. Pressing buttons. Let's not forget it carries momentum, so when they have sparking, you still got to respect that super dash.
Oh, that delay. Oh, tried to go for a point-blank grab.
I wonder if that, again, was a read, because that's not even the fastest option you could have interrupted it with. That must have just been like, I'm going to get my low on a read and do massive damage.
I think so. I mean, Kaqn has been showing a lot of respect on the defense, so I think he was expecting him to just sit there and block, and it was that kind of thing might work, but wasn't meant to be. And now he's left with just solo Trunks. Oh, some buttons again. It's going to connect. Oh, tries to challenge that time, but there's the patience. I think Kobe needs to realize that he just needs to put himself in a safe situation. Oh, but not by super dashing into a Vegeta assist. That's going to be a clean hit. He has 3 bars. This is going to be nowhere near enough to kill. But does he go for the hard knockdown? Oh no, just goes for the setup, and there's the elbow, the Randy Savage from the air. This is absolutely going to be enough if he doesn't drop this combo.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's 100% gone. Yep. Wrap it up. That's going to be a 2-0, and Kaqn in this pool. Moving on.
Definitely starting to see why Kaqn has seeded so well in this pool. Yeah. That was a clean demonstration. And it just goes to show, right? You know, you get Vegeta and Cell together. They can make any character work. You know, it's almost that automatic synergy. But there are some characters that even they blend extremely well with. And I don't want to say that Blue Goku is definitely one of them, but he seems to absolutely benefit from what they bring to the table. You know, he does a ton of damage, so does Cell. Vegeta assist gives him even more to go with, you know. And I think it's a really complete team, especially with the way he was playing it.
I think the approach of just, you know, having a character that does massive damage, has a nice amount of utility, and then just combine them with 2 excellent characters, it's never a bad call. I think that's why, you know, this level of competition when you have players of this caliber, you know, that's why we see them pick these characters. But we're going straight in, seeing a little bit more of Kaqn. Might be a little bit more hard pressed. This is a little bit later in the pool now on the winner's side, so, you know, both these guys would have had to win to reach this point.
No, absolutely. But of course, we're still early days in this tournament, generally speaking. You know, this is. But to remind you watching at home, the way we're going to be structuring this event format-wise is top 8 is 2 players will make it out of each pool. 4 pools. There's your top 8. So even though this is still pool play, it's still technically early days. The pressure is absolutely at the highest level right now, because pool play is where you're basically going to make it through to top 8. You're going to make it to the late stages of the tournament in pools. So you have to be switched on from literally the word go.
That's the thing. At these smaller events, and when I say small, I just mean, you know, in terms of like, there are loads of players in all of our games. You know, we have 4 pools per game here, at least for, you know, the bigger games like, you know, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Injustice, and Dragon Ball Fighters. But that means that you can't really go into this tournament with the mindset of, all right, so I'm going to get pools out of the way, which is the easy bit normally in these tournaments. But here, there are so many sick players within the same kind of skill level. There's no point you can ever switch off. You've got to be in serious mode at all times. There's no messing around.
It's like taking a bottle of cordial, right? One of those double strength bottles.
These viewers won't know what cordial is.
I mean, for those that do know, cordial, fruit squash.
If you're British, you'll know. Robinson's.
Right. So this is like double strength
summer
cordial,
fruits.
and it's not diluted very well. So the concentration, you know, the power in that glass is the level of play here. You know, we have the best players in Europe for a lot of these, you know, for a number of these respective games.
I know where you're going with that, but
people still won't. It's like really powerful squash.
They still won't get it.
Can you move on, please?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to segue. So our next matchup, we see Bardock at long last. Finally, a Bardock.
I was going to say, we really haven't seen much of him today. And especially on a team like this, obviously Blue Goku, Android 21. This is not the kind of team you normally see this character on, but Bardock, when he's first, can be incredibly powerful.
Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the strongest characters in the game.
And there we go, for that kind of start, just going straight in, that dash punch.
But now we have 21 as well, which is obviously going to be really good because of the long limbs. A nice amount of mobility, great air options, I feel.
There's that pressure going in for the reflect. I like it. Oh, but there's the little jab, counter hit as well. Quite impressive buttons at the moment. This can be a clean hit. There's the assist to extend it, but no, misses the combo this time, but able to pick up the reset and get a launch. Yeah. We need to spend 1 bar to kill Bardock. Good trade. Absolutely.
If you can kill Bardock immediately, like, it's happy days, because this is a nightmare character at the beginning of the match. You know, we've seen the touch of deaths. We've seen like just how oppressive you can be early on. And now, Kaqn doesn't have to worry about it.
Well, I believe that's the first time we've seen the overhead, the last hit of Goku Blue's chain connecting. Obviously, you know, the mix-up there is 2 hits and finish for the overhead, or 2 hits and then you stagger it into the crouching, you know, the low-medium. Because they're both technically like medium launchers, there is very little scaling. They do so much damage, so you can lose a character very quickly. And Goku Blue, that kind of opener right there, this might be close to a dead character if he gets the right follow-up. Level 1s? Oh my lord, is that actually enough? Oh! I mean, that's kind of exactly what I was talking about.
I mean, this is 3 characters that don't exactly tickle with their level 1s.
Oh, tries to press buttons out of it. Keeping the pressure going. Dive kick assist.
Oh, that was sick!
Tricky stuff coming through. The rolling attack, and again, the flying elbow from above. This is going to be the cell loops in the corner. How much bar can he build here? Has 3 bars.
Yeah, we don't quite get the ender, so we're going to stop the meter gain temporarily. But as long as he's being, you know, keeping the pressure on, we're going to see meter gain regardless. This is probably dead. I mean,
that's the thing, right? If you go for that Vegeta assist and those cell combos to try and extend damage, if you actually mistime the assist and it doesn't combo, you still have a Vegeta assist as they kind of fall out of it. So you almost get a setup if you drop it, and if you hit, you get a combo. So it's almost like win-win regardless what happens. But a very clean first game for Kaqn as he is looking extremely potent.
Now we're seeing a character change here. You know, could this be a team change, or is it just, look, that was a bit of a wash, gotta just take some time out to think about what happened?
I mean, we don't tend to see people changing characters as much in Dragon Ball FighterZ.
It's hard to. I feel
worldwide.
like on the subject of that, I know we very well actually might see hovered over Tien a little bit, but are we going back? Yeah, we are. So that was definitely time. But in this situation, I think there's a combination of things there because. The fact, well, first of all, it's best of 3, isn't it? Yeah. So in a best of 3, it's much harder to gauge whether the matchup was any real contributing factor to why you lost. If you only have, you know, 1 game really to reflect and say, I don't think my team's working or my character's working. In a 3 out of 5, for example, you know, I have no doubt that if Dragon Ball was 3 out of 5 competitively, we'd see more character changes than we do now.
I mean, you have to be careful in 2 out of 3, though, for that reason. You just don't have a lot of time at all. But that being said, it's not a simple case of, let me just change my team. That's an entire 3 different characters.
Let me just change this team real quick and then win, yeah?
I mean, some players do. Like, I know, obviously, Ikesy in the UK plays Super Saiyan Goku or Goku Blue, depending, and that's kind of like player-dependent. So there are a few examples, but generally speaking, it doesn't happen too much. There's that cell assist, extending this pressure. Clean. And there's the reflect again. So I'm going for it before, so sticking to it.
We really need to see Insta get something, you know, more on the deck with Bardock, because, you know, Bardock is such an amazing character on point. We kind of need to be shown why.
Again, now this could be a chance. He's going to get that corner carry. There's a wake up, chasing him down, jumping heavy to keep him blocking. Oh, goes to the assist, but he gets tagged.
It is going to allow the pressure to keep going, but without the assist, I think this is now where we're going to see Kaqn maybe try and fight back. Using the plus frames, but the backdash excellently caught with that low medium. And now you said, right, almost unscaled damage.
I feel like the danger of that happening is it almost like puts doubt in your mind to enforce your own plus frame. He was plus on a vanish and then got hit for it because he tried to press a button, got backdash, and got whiff punished. So he's going to have to be really careful when forcing his own plus frames in the future.
Uh-oh, Cell in the corner with meter.
Uh-oh.
Is this a dead Bardock, Jake?
I mean, he's got 3 bars. That's going to be 3 level 1s. He might not even need them. 2 level 1s?
I'm going to say 2.
Yeah, I'm going to do absolutely 2. Absolutely 2. No more.
Oh my god.
Ouch.
We can say that again.
Android 21 coming in. Lost the Bardock assist.
Wonderful read on the air grab, but unfortunately not able to capitalize and losing a bar on the vanish. That is the worst way to drop a combo.
Good block on the mix-up into a tick grab. I like how he's still going for that. He dropped the combo before, but still isn't letting him stop him from going for the grab. He stole the moves now. Oh, goes under the assist, but presses buttons, and that's going to be a clean hit. Big opening too.
I almost feel like we saw Insta stop pressing buttons there just because he was worried about the Vegeta assist. But almost not pressing buttons is why he got punished on the end. Level 3 and a hard knockdown. Are we going to see a wake-up sparking? Nope, no chance to.
Oh, that delay. I like it.
Oh! Both trying to press buttons on that empty jump, I think.
I was going to say, getting Android 21 out of there, doesn't want to lose the character. Oh, level 3, straight away. Spends 3 over the 4 bars, but still has 1 left. That's going to be good, because this actually might be a dead cell if he gets the right opening after this.
Yeah, one's
half life, but it is Goku Blue. Ooh, wow. But can't combo from it, unfortunate.
It's because the last bar was spent on the mix-up itself.
Uh-oh. This might be a problem, because now he's going to be on the back foot. He has to find that neutral again, or just try and keep this character alive. Oh, wakes up with jab in the air.
We don't care over here in Vienna. We'll do those wake-up buttons all day. Unfortunately, no conversion getting clipped in the air. And with the bar to spend, it's going to be a level 1.
That's not going to be death, but he's going to pressure him here. Get him low.
That was so nearly death. Wow. Empty jump low, the mix-ups. This is match point.
Solo Android 21, normally a character that is seen on point, very rarely finds herself by herself at the end. Has the bar, has the sparking, but is this enough? Does anything work now?
Yeah, this is a scary position, you know, because you almost feel like the wake-up sparking almost has to come, but if Kaqn makes another one of those hard reads, then maybe goes in for that instant jump. Doesn't work out, but with the sparking being forced, this really is that final lifeline. Caught challenging pressing buttons, okay.
I would say Kaqn definitely seems to challenge the buttons that follow those sparking super dashes all the time, but he has the life lead, so he can afford to do it, but the problem is actually he might have lost cell for it.
Oh, not enough damage. Yeah, that's a disgusting treat. Wake up sparking to keep Cell alive. Oh, no!
Ouch.
That's actually unfortunate because that's going to be level 1 sparking. That's going to be gone in like 6 seconds now.
I mean, this might have actually put Insta back in the game because he's still got sparking left, and that sparking going to run out any second now for Kaqn.
Yeah, never mind.
This could be one mix-up territory. Wait, really? Is it be death?
Level 1, level 3.
Level 1, level 3. Can the regen do it? These don't hit immediately. There's the change. Oh, no. Those supers that take so long to hit, right? Your best bet at breaking through sparking are supers that hit like instantly or do most of the damage early on. They were 2 supers that drained down gradually. I wasn't sure if the health regeneration was going to outspeed it, but wasn't meant to be. Kaqn's going to be moving on 2-0, looking really strong.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's just a combination of just, you know, good awareness. There are a couple of little drops there, but I don't know whether that was necessarily, you know, I don't want to use the word autopilot in this situation, but it definitely kind of seemed like he was confident in his play. You know, I think he was just super sure that even if I drop these combos, it doesn't really matter, because every time he dropped a combo, he would basically recover from it immediately, almost to say, whatever.
In fact, that's the that so far is the streamed match flowchart. It's watch a match, player takes a Red Bull out of the crisp fridge.
I mean, it's nice and cold.
It's super cool.
It's a hot day today.
It is. Vienna. It is a nice cool Red Bull over ice on a warm day.
Crisp.
Absolutely.
Shouts to hydration.
Shouts to hydration indeed. Going into the next game, we have Dizzy TT versus RZA. Now, RZA is one of the players that we were looking to watch. Looks like they're actually on the wrong side. Shouts to that. But RZA is a player that has been putting some serious time into Dragon Ball right now. Dizzy, I think he definitely plays the game. I don't know exactly how serious he is.
It's definitely not his main focus. No, Dizzy is here for Injustice 2.
But he is a competitive player, and he paid money to enter this tournament. You know, he's going to be playing to win regardless. However, he is against RZA. France looking like a incredibly powerful scene in Dragon Ball FighterZ right now. RZA obviously a strong player in other games also, and is looking to have a good start to this game. So I'm excited to see what he does, especially because he's one of the few players in the world that is still playing Broly.
Yeah, he was such a popular character when he came out, and so many people just dropped him in record time. You know, he's one of those. I like Broly in particular because he's so unique. You know, the armor he brings to the table is like unlike anyone else. And since the armor was changed so heavily for Android 16, it feels like now it used to be, well, if you want armor, you can kind of go either or. Whereas now it feels like if you want armor, I mean, you pick Broly. There's no two ways about it.
But it's the kind of thing that it's oppressive when you can get the ball rolling, but it's something that your opponent can play around. You know, you can react to a lot of his kind of raw setups, kind of his, like, you know, core stuff he does by himself. But he is another one of those characters that, if he gets the right kind of assists, can all of a sudden become a lot more dangerous.
Bardock and Goku assists, that's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I actually feel like a lot of, you know, those of you that follow RZA on Twitter might have seen some of his like highlights from online, some of these crazy combos, super execution-heavy stuff. It all comes from Goku. So Broly gets a lot of props for what he can do, but his Goku is actually, I think, maybe his best character.
High execution. I mean, that really is what RZA is known for. He likes in these different fighting games. That's why he plays characters that have excellent execution for high damage.
Oh, wow. Combos off the Bardock assist. That's going to get him that corner carry. Now, what could he build here? Now, brings in Goku. At this health, Goku can absolutely kill.
But I like those little bits of optimization because, you know, that ender with Broly, a lot of people kind of trying to find ways that he can do damage from that kind of knockdown situation. We are starting to see more Broly players now use that just as a means to tag in a character for guaranteed pressure.
Okay, Tien. He'll be hitting Broly out of the picture, doing a little bit of damage. Oh, maintaining with the Vegeta assist, and there's a big overhead jumping in.
Now we're going to see a knockdown guaranteed. This is Tien, so we're going to get some pressure. Going in for the absorption, actually.
All the Broly stuff. Yeah, I don't think RZA was ready for him to get hit like that. Oh, went for a raw Dragon Rush.
That's the good patience. Take the punish because we're already airborne. Let's just not risk dropping the combo.
Does he bring TM back in? Absolutely.
Guaranteed meaty misses. The meaty, though, trades. Ooh. Not the end of the world for RZA, who is still going to get the Riot Javelin and probably death.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I think if Dizzy had continued to try and win that clash after they traded, he probably actually would have won it because he was doing so with a light. But didn't have the confidence to follow through with it.
And Tien has got some really alarmingly fast buttons. Right, he's going to be slightly negative. RZA knowing that, taking the minus frames. Contempt's blocking, what a reflect!
That was clean. Reflect into a straight up standing light punch or standing jab. Oh, and the Bardock assist again. He's getting so much mileage out of that. Just that raw Bardock assist. Right when you don't expect a button to come, in comes Bardock flying, fist in front of him.
Now that anchor Vegeta, we've seen some amazing comebacks before, but that was an amazing read. Jump back, let's just catch that kick whiffing, and then whiff punish it cleanly.
But he knew it worked. Like, it was just a straight up hop. There wasn't a super jump, there wasn't a dash. That was just he just straight up held back, knew Vegeta would go under, and he'd get a guaranteed hit. However, Dizzy definitely not out of this yet. He has level 3 sparking, and it is Vegeta. The amount of times we've seen Vegeta make single character comebacks is quite impressive. Oh, cross up, tricky stuff. And that's going to give him a lot of bar. Probably doesn't even spend anything here. So now he's got some of sparking left, almost max meter. I mean, getting rid of Goku in that entire situation wasn't about spending resources, it was gaining it. So now the read on the super dash. Let's use the armor and just chew it up for breakfast. Okay, there's the level 3 from Broly. What can you do with this? He still has Broly and Bardock. He has lost Goku.
Guaranteed shield. Good answer for Vegeta, to be fair. Excellent, cool.
I was actually maybe looking at potential for Dragon Balls for Shenron. We have 3, but nowhere near 7. I don't think he'll be able to see that this time.
Right, there's that splat. Gets the pressure. Another low. It's going to connect.
Okay, Dizzy's got some serious momentum going here.
But it's going to have to be just straight up honest situation. Sorry, hearing a little bit of feedback, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Okay, wake up sparking. RZA finally goes for it. He pulls the trigger, but he is blocking straight away. What can he do out of this? Oh, point blank arrow kick.
Very strong. Care. Knocked down.
No bar. What's the read? Again! Wake up into buttons, RZA. This defense is kind of falling apart.
I do wonder if it's just worth just kind of sitting there a couple of times. Maybe he doesn't really want to eat the overhead. Maybe worried about something else. But the final flash.
How long of that sparking is left? So it's going to keep him going. The patience blocking again. Oh, guard cancel into the raw punish.
If Dizzy does this, he's actually ridiculous.
Oh, no! Wake up again, RZA sticking to the plan, and Dizzy expecting something else.
He knew that Dizzy knew that he knew that he had done nothing but wake up delay the whole time.
Oh, the Grandpa level 3. This will be the hard knockdown. Now Bardock, one of the characters that is extremely tricky setup-wise after it.
Definitely tried to bait a wake up in that situation.
What does he do? Oh, the backdash.
Does he? He's technically still in this, but you can't get clipped by anything anymore.
Oh, no vanish. The key blast.
Oh, a little bit late.
But RZA showing respect in the defense. Does he vanish? He does. Oh, the reflect! Tries to get the punish. Don't know if he just mistimed it.
Also challenging the vanish. That's incredibly brave given the health that Dizzy does not have left.
Oh, no! And the super dash. Dizzy went for it, albeit a little bit too late. And we'll lose. But to be honest, kudos. That was quite a monster comeback he almost made, but RZA was able to keep it together.
In those situations when you put in so much work with one character by the end of a game, when it just goes disastrously to begin with, I love the call to basically, you just need to remember, if I can just do that again, but keep my other characters alive, maybe I have a better chance.
Oh, and there's that just absolute rush punch. Bardock covering so much space.
Don't even know what side that hit. Straight down right there.
Hit him directly on top of the head. Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Catches through. Happy birthday. I guess Dizzy's 17 now. Oh, the snapback. Oh, I love it. He brings in Goku. He took so much blue life. Goku, this is the first time he's been in and he's already half dead.
Because we saw a happy birthday, Dizzy really had the luxury of deciding which one of these characters do I want to kill more. And that really sent a message to RZA saying, I fear your Goku a lot more than your
But it's a question of, obviously RZA's Goku is incredible, but he also brings the beam assist. He brings that glue that really holds some of the team together. If you can get him out of the way, the team is a lot less scary. However, this might be a dead Android 18. Level 1, level 1.
Absolute death here.
Oh, my word.
Yep. Ouch. Felt that one. That said, I mean, the fact that all of that work was done by a team means we have got two nice and healthy characters challenging it on the other side. Bardock's going to get a clean opening there.
I mean, TN and Vegeta, not a terrible pairing to be left with, absolutely. Especially when we saw how much damage Dizzy did with just Vegeta beforehand, but he definitely doesn't want to be put in that situation again. Overhead, the guarding, Dizzy with the patience, tries to reflect his way through, finds a vanish.
Oh, wow! That meaty instant air dash overhead.
I wonder what RZA tried to do there.
Finally builds that third bar of meter.
Not enough to kill, so he's going to keep it. Wakes up with buttons and straight into the Vegeta assist. I love that play from Dizzy. He could have gone for level 2 or 2 level 1s, but it wouldn't have done enough damage.
If you're going to make those kind of reads that RZA has been consistently delaying his wake up and then kind of almost pressing buttons or just getting clipped, now you've got Vegeta assist. I think those reads that Dizzy can make, so much better off. And we're going to see that keep away from Broly. Take the plus frames. No challenge yet from RZA.
More respect. RZA really can't afford to press buttons there. He knows it. And again, no, that finds his way out. I think that might have just been the decision from RZA. It's just, I'm just going to block until I find my moment out. Obviously, it's not infinite pressure. It has to end at some point. Oh, no, misses the combo. Unfortunate. On the super dash, he tried to react a little bit too late, but gets hit on the way down. Dizzy gets an opening. He's going to build him level 3. Does he spend it, or does he keep it going? I mean, if he can get hit on this next touch, maybe, but he isn't going to get to that opportunity. Going straight in for the final flash, half dead.
Do we see a wake-up sparking? No, we do not. I think that was going to be his play. Do we try and see if we can get a wake-up sparking out of him? If so, it's going to last less time. Maybe we don't have to worry about it later on. Okay. Unfortunately, he gets caught himself.
Yeah, huge just getting on the guard cancel. The DP into assist. Ooh, didn't press buttons.
Yeah, the heavy came out way too late. Not even an active hitbox on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, what was that? What was that?
He landed on the same side.
I don't even know. Oh, the knee in the face. Look at that knee.
Oh dear.
That wasn't even a reference. I just did it back.
But Broly coming in. He has a max level sparking. Oh, and tags the super dash. Level 3 spent straight away. He's just going to kill? Surely not.
I mean, it is Broly.
Oh, not quite. There's the pressure. Trying to catch him. Trying to super dash again.
Oh, the reflect! He's still alive.
Third on Ray. Kept him in it. Oh, both players backing up. They don't want to overextend.
I mean, Dizzy's been here before. Oh, good read.
Wow. Good reaction. I think he saw the key blast and then went for the super dash.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup. TN versus Broly, the 1v1. They both have sparking. Chaozu can't stop the train as it flies in from full screen.
By canon, this is 100,000% David and Goliath.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no! The jab, I mean, sure, it won't kill. The healthy generation is going to keep him up, but all that time wasted. Goes for his own sparking. I love this activation from RZA. So much of the sparking is gone from Dizzy already. Set up, wake up.
Oh, he X's! Now it's going to be 2 sparking, so it's definitely not going to be a matter of damage here. It's going to be just waste as much time as possible. Drops the ender.
Oh no! But the problem is Dizzy.
What? Where did that hit? I mean, I don't even know. From the skies.
That was a loopy super dash if ever I've seen one. And the thing is, he has 6 bars, but it's TN. He's going to hurt himself. If he goes to level 3, it has to kill. He can't afford to leave himself low.
Yeah, we have to watch out now. This is a dangerous situation. Now the sparking has run out, so he cannot carry the momentum of that super dash.
Oh, the patience from RZA! I think that might be enough damage. He has to level 3. Absolutely is going to do enough. No way TN survives this.
See you later. Yeah, we didn't even need to see the ending right there. We didn't even need to see it. That was actually a damn good match.
That was a really, really good game. And I think quite fitting that RZA's Broly is the one that did it in the end. But that's what happens. Dizzy played well, but RZA was just that one step ahead.
Playing like that, though, I think Dizzy could still get pretty far in this pool.
It's very impressive. It's very clean. He plays. It looks like he plays Dragon Ball the way he plays other games we've seen him play. Very clean, very by the book, very calculated. And to be honest, for a young competitor, like I believe Dizzy, he's 16, right? He's a young guy. Normally, the young guns are the ones that are kind of they're very they play very out of control. They're very aggressive. They're very fast. Dizzy, however, is kind of like a young Foxy in that sense.
I was just about to make that reference. A lot of people in the European scene do actually kind of compare Dizzy to Foxy Grandpa for those exact reasons. They both play incredibly clean, very kind of machine-like in terms of their mechanics. But at the same time, I feel like one thing is they actually train together. I know even before the E-League finals for the Injustice Pro Series, it was actually Dizzy that gave Foxy like tons and tons of matchup experience for things like Catwoman and those kind of matchups that he knew he was going to face. And it's actually great to know that even though Dizzy is such a young player, he's so talented that you can get valuable experience playing with him. And it's great for him too, because he's now getting experience in these tournament settings.
And the best thing about players that are, they're young, up and coming like that, is they have so many years ahead of them. I know this is a very popular talking point, but we're looking at Dizzy now, and this is the first game we've seen him compete properly in. I don't know what his fighting game experience is before, this year, basically. Or last year, I guess, technically, because Injustice 2 was kind of his big breakout game for the scene. But he's already playing a lot of games at a very strong level. And this is, we're only in 2018. Lord knows what the future's holding for us. And to see him do so well already and have that understanding on how to play fighting games at this level is it's truly inspiring.
Okay, so as we go into our next match in the pools, getting well through this bracket at this point. And this is our sort of like our final portion of the pools, I believe, that we're moving on into Injustice after this. But I think I'm really impressed with what we've seen so far. A nice amount of character variety too. That's the big thing to always see.
We just saw Broly win, right?
Yeah, in these early stages of the tournament, it's always nice to kind of just see the variety that players bring to the table. I think a lot of players are creative. And I think Dragon Ball as a game allows people to put their stamp of creativity into the teams they want to play.
Yeah, absolutely. But I actually think that that's like a versus game thing, generally speaking, is you have a lot of options to be creative because the game is very, there are obviously set ways to play it. Characters have things they're strong at and ways you should kind of probably play. But I kind of feel like when you have this many mobility options and characters can go in like literally any order, there's always something untapped, And this is just year one of Dragon Ball. I dread to think what it's going to look like in a year's time, when people have had like 3 times the time they've currently had. And the game is already looking super optimized, but we maybe haven't even scratched the surface.
I think that's the case when it comes to Dragon Ball, to be honest, because I remember like brand new, we weren't seeing people do this like consistent confirms into like the touch of death. No, it used to be back when the game very, very, very first came out, it was save your sparking, have an anchor, make sure it's level 3 sparking all the time. Under no circumstances do you change it up. And then very quickly it was, okay, well maybe level 1 sparking's
never
not
use
bad.
it. Yeah, maybe don't use it for an anchor. Maybe use it to keep characters alive, which admittedly people still do. Now it's, if you can touch of death, do a touch of death. Use sparking to do it.
Use it to go from 100 to 0 and just deal with the problem.
And if you need your sparking back, summon Shenron and get it.
I don't know if you guys could heard that, but that was excellent.
Right in my
I
wonder if we're going to get to a point that Shenron becomes more consistent. Because basically we're only seeing one player in the world summon him right now. And I want to see more. Because it's always like the best moment of the tournament.
Is it Goichi, the only player in the world that has been able to seek out Shenron consistently?
Exactly.
Is the one, the chosen one.
But I mean, surely people have tech. Like, I'm assuming people see the clips, they see the highlights, they see them go viral on Twitter and stuff of, look at this amazing moment where Shenron got summoned. And you see, it's like you combo into it, you combo out of it. Certain characters do it, certain don't. And if you play the character you see do it, you'll go into training mode and say, can my team do that too? I'm assuming a large amount of people do that. So people are ready. It's just, I mean, you got to have 7 bars and have all the Dragon Ball. So I guess it's not the most practical scenario.
And I think players are too busy spending the bar to like try and win
their opponent.
It's just trying to win the match. So I think that's.
I could use my bar and win, or I could save it for Shenron. Like, it's not a hard decision.
Yeah, so I think we're kind of waiting on our next match. I'm not quite sure what the delay is right now, but cheers for being patient, guys. We'll have it ready as soon as possible. But I think, this bracket is going quite swimmingly. We've gone through pool 1. I think we're actually reaching the later stages of this pool now as well. I think we're leading up to that match between what's likely going to be, if it's correct in my head, is RZA versus probably Kaqn. That'll be a really interesting match to watch.
I'm excited for that.
If it comes to it, for sure.
If we do see that match, I'm very excited to see it because I know Kaqn obviously looks incredibly tidy, and he has that kind of very traditional pairing of Cell, Vegeta, and then you have that third character on top. We've obviously Goku Blue, which is a bit less common, but still can work, especially in that kind of circumstance.
A little bit of mixed spice.
Oh dear. And then you've got RZA, who is a bit of a outside the box team in Bardock, Broly, Super Saiyan Goku, which still works for him. It's a team he's been playing basically since as soon as the DLC characters came out. He went straight to that team, and I don't think I've seen him play anything since. So it's 2 players that are definitely comfortable with this team. You've kind of got like somewhat traditional versus I suppose the uniqueness, the spice of life.
Okay, so it seems like we're moving on into our next match. I believe this is losers bracket action, right? I believe so. I could be completely wrong, but I think it is.
Assume so.
I'm pretty sure. But here we go. We don't see as much of 16 in Europe, I feel. Even before.
Especially not now. I mean, I think 16 was a very popular character worldwide beforehand. But obviously, the character was nerfed quite substantially. I believe we're doing a button check.
I think so.
It looks like it. But, Android 16 was nerfed quite substantially in a sense that they took that hard knockdown away from his grab and lost the projectile. I believe was it projectile immunity he had on his standing heavy? But regardless, they took it away. Still, some players rocket him, of course. He still has his place. He's just not quite as easy to lay that kind of oppressive offense on.
There's no getting around the fact that when he got that meatless hard knockdown, he was one of the only characters in the game that had a hard knockdown without having to level 3. Let alone
that was also incredibly easy to set up.
Exactly,
it was his combo ender. You'd do it, you'd get a hit, and you'd end in that, and it was as simple as that. And you'd get that almost level 3 danger level of mix-up off of basically any touch. And definitely seemed to be a bit too much. Took it away. Clearly the character can still compete. It's just not quite as easy for him.
All right, here we go.
Wow. But starting off, that standing heavy, that 5H. Dangerous stuff.
Hasn't worked amazingly well, though, because Cobra is going to get that first knockdown of the game, and seeing it's going to be point 18. Happy days. Oh, charging straight through the super dash, but no punish. Nice challenge.
Yep, there's that point blank. I think that was just a good read on what was coming. Oh, wow, and a big hit. That's already going to be a dead 16. To lose a character that important in a team like this, that early, that does not spell good things. Android 16, he does amazing things with Goku Black. He can get combo extensions with hits, and he's incredible on point. For him being gone now, this is going to be much more difficult for Massive.
Seem to be challenging the plus frames in that Vanish again. That's always going to be unfortunate. I think it's a message to send early on. Just getting clipped as well. This is going from bad to worse for poor Massive.
The thing is, this is what could happen. If Android 18 can get the ball rolling and has the right assist behind, it is almost like non-stop pressure. And as soon as she starts summoning 17, you're looking at just buttons into buttons into buttons. And it is so hard to see what's going on.
Well, she's like a Captain Ginyu kind of archetype. One of those characters that has assist-like properties without needing other characters alive on the team.
Imagine if they are one really strong friend instead of 5 really lame friends.
Wow, shots.
Oh, wow, catch the jab, but doesn't get the confirm. Jab. Yeah, could have jumped up and got confirmed, but wasn't quite able to get it. Right, I like it, using the Trunks assist, basically masking the fact that 17 came into the mix.
Completely uncannon right there as well.
Oh, that's going to be a nice standing low. Going to get tagged, pressing buttons. Now, definitely not going to die here, but going to chew up a lot of that sparking time. It doesn't even spend bar.
Now we see that defensive Vanish. But to be honest, I really feel that Vanish kind of sparked desperation. The challenge on the level 3, does it work? No, the patience, but punishing it with the Dragon Rush, I'm not sure.
Yeah, could have killed with something bigger, but is he going to spin the bar? Yeah, it's going to cost him... Wait, no, he's not dead. He definitely could have killed Android 18 there, but I just don't think he... in the right moment, punished with the right thing.
But speaking of the right thing in this situation was to cancel into the sparking just to build the meter. Doesn't even need the other two. I feel like that was definitely misplayed by Massive. A couple of optimization issues there. That could have been a dead character. That could have been a bigger punish on the level 3. And it just went from bad to worse.
But it's the nature of what can happen in a game like this. 2 out of 3 is not a long time in a game like this to really adjust. Matches can be over in the blink of an eye. You can literally make one mistake and lose a character because of it. You have to be on point. You have to be able to recover from those mistakes. Or best case scenario, just not make as many of them. But much easier said than done when you have this kind of oppression. Because right now, remember, we saw Android 16. He was taken down pretty much immediately in the last game. Finds the gap through with the light auto combo chain. And it's going to be the follow-up. 1 bar spent.
Speaking of one mistake into a dead character, we're all still remembering the Sonic Fox drop combo into Touch of Death.
I mean, yeah, there are examples of it happening in different variants, but right here, the mistake was drop combo into dead 16, and that is what can happen. At least he was able to do a little bit of damage to 18 beforehand, but not really enough to put him in any kind of pressure.
I feel like with 16 being the very obvious, the point character, the hero of the team combined with the other 2 assists, the fact that 16 dropped almost immediately in both games is such an unfortunate look, because this character that it seems like the team has been built around has been unable to do a single thing.
Oh wow, the Vanish trade. Pressing buttons. And there we go. I like it. Waits to find that neutral time. And there we go. Confirms into sparking. This is going to build him a ton of bar and probably give him enough to kill. I mean, 3 level 1s will do it, surely?
Yep. Level 1. Yeah. That'll be dead. Let's just save the resources, understanding that the burning attack's going to have to be added on just the end because you're going to have that little bit of extra time with Goku Black to kind of confirm the damage and do the maths yourself. Now, does he try and go in and use some more of the sparking time left, or does he be patient? He's going to catch the tag. And now his sparking is gone, but he does have him in the corner. And there is that raw heavy from the air. Going to do a nice big amount of damage here. Has 2 bars. Will he spend them? I think at this stage, I can't see how Cobra's going to lose this. I feel like there's way too much momentum. I think there's way too much pressure. Yes, we have seen a sparking get activated, but it is a sparking hit as well. Not the greatest character in the game for these comebacks.
No, especially not without assists. Hit obviously one of those characters that is so powerful on the ground, but without a means to kind of stop you from being on the ground, there's not a lot he can do in this kind of situation.
Optimization, level 1, combo into another level 1. Goes through the heavy, doesn't go quite through the other side on the Vanish though, so he's alive for now, but I think only temporarily we're going to see a couple of trades, of which Massive comes off a little bit better, but that's just one of so many little victories that we need. Tries to whiff punish, can't quite land it, but it's still a great position for Cobra.
Wow, and there we go, the Android 18 assist just to cover him from the Vanish, giving him that clean 2H on the other side, and a very stable way through. Good 2-0.
That was a comfortable win. That was absolutely comfortable, and I think in this situation you kind of need that if you're going to move through in pool play. Kind of going back to what we talked about earlier. Yes, these are pools, but the two players from each pool basically make top 8. Because we only have 4 of these pools, and top 8, right? You guys can do the maths yourself, but that means that the pressure of an early losers run is, I think, more substantial than it would be at like a larger tournament.
No, absolutely, but there's no getting around the fact that it's still you know, arguably, you know, there's no getting around that pools are important everywhere you go, but in this kind of setting, when it's out of pooled, top 8, you're basically playing your top 16s and beyond in pools, and you might not be ready for that kind of mentality, but you have to be. You know, you have to switch on that mentality to make sure that you can go through. But this will be our final game on stream, and I believe...
Let's go.
Actually, what point is it? I presume this is winners finals, right? So winner
I mean, surely this has to be winners finals, the pool, because it's the 2 highest seeded players, they're both in winners, and they're going head-to-head. I mean, I'm going to just assume this is winners finals.
This is going to be winners finals of the pool, so winner will be making top 8 on the winner's side. And definitely looks like the strongest 2 players from this pool. I think that's a fair assumption based on what we've seen today. And I'm excited to see how it pans out.
Now, we're going to see, I think in terms of just general team sizes, we're going to see a very sort of more conventional team from Kaqn versus, I would definitely say, an unconventional team with RZA. You know, the pairing makes a lot of sense. Yes, Goku's excellent. Bardock, one of the best characters in the game. But I think Broly really is that elephant in the room character that you don't see regularly, is very, very unique, but with 2 heavy-hitting characters like Bardock and Goku, you know, they're just almost like an extension, that exclamation point on Broly to begin with. We see that first hit land every single time from Broly, because I think Broly is good at kind of securing those hits with the right assist. But when a combo ends and we kind of see that air grab that ends with like a splat knockdown, that's when we see a team change come through. And then the Bardock comes in, or then the Goku comes through.
Oh, hang on a minute. Do we actually see a change, it seems, from Kaqn, as I believe? On the character select, is as before, he had Cell, Vegeta, and Blue Goku. Now looks like it's Cell, Vegeta, and Adult Gohan. So much more of a traditional team here. And that original launch Goichi squad.
Now, we saw the handshake, which means there might not be a button check. We might be going straight in.
I think we're going straight into it. This is winners finals of the pool. The winner is going to make top 8 on the winner's side. So you're definitely playing for that safety net. And obviously the kudos of getting that winner's side top 8. You know, top 8 in itself is impressive, but winner's side even more so. Kind of does a great job of asserting your dominance. Now here comes Broly first. Kind of goes back to what we talked about. I'm really wanting to see, you know, those clean openings with Broly with a good assist. You know, you kind of have those tick grabs you have to worry about. You have to worry about the plethora of armored options that Broly has to choose from. But against Adult Gohan, I think Gohan might do a good job of kind of challenging that neutral. Now, the question is who can get that first ball rolling. This is going to be a game of momentum as he goes for the charge straight away. RZA with no respect. Going in straight for that first hit. He has the Bardock assist. You need it.
Air grab, and then here's Bardock coming into play. I think if there is going to be one character first, I think Adult Gohan's going to be a good one because you have that DP option. We see a confirm using the vanish now.
We're actually seeing that quite a lot from RZA. He starts with Broly, and then as soon as he gets the first hit and does like 40% damage and beyond, he'll then use the knockdown to get a tag in to something else. I like that approach.
Because you look at the situation he's in, you know, force that level 1 sparking already, and then the second you get rid of Broly, Broly's assist is also very strong when you have Bardock out in front.
Oh wow, an early level 3 Cell going straight in, wasting no time. But I think it makes a lot of sense. He went raw. I like the going for that level 3 there because he went for sparking, which means he built a lot of bar that he normally wouldn't have had. So just spend it there.
Unfortunately, a combo drop. So Bardock's going to survive. He's going to get Broly back into the fight. No switch this time. Oh, the grab! That gut punch into corner damage. Let's go, Broly.
We didn't get the chance to see him do too much of those against Dizzy, so keeping it. Looks like he's really saving it for a rainy day, and Cell is looking quite low on life. There's a block this time. The patience coming through. Adult Gohan high up. Oh, the defensive vanish.
Yeah, I think if RZA's going to challenge, he's going to challenge something that's a little bit safer. You know, I know even if you're minus with Gohan, I think the invincible DP. What?
Hang on a minute. Is that going to work? Lead. No, the block damage. Playing through the super dash. You think that was a bit, playing a little bit too far ahead was RZA there. It looks like he has the health to play with.
It does look a little bit to me like Vegeta got clipped, but with the Vegeta being out of action, that's just going to regen the health anyway. Right, here's the pressure. Other side!
I wonder if RZA actually didn't expect to be close enough to get those plus frames enforced. He did kind of fling himself a little bit further away than normal.
Right, we're going to power up into a level 3. This is a dangerous situation.
Is that enough to kill?
I feel like he's going to survive with just barely any health.
You only just. RZA throw another lifeline with Bardock. Did he try and get him out? Sparking, I like it. Keeping Bardock alive.
We just need to defend long enough to make sure that it's worth it. Gets caught on the overhead, so unfortunately kept him alive, but for how long? And that's also a level 1 sparking. I think he's going to want the resources gained. Now he's level 2, but he's not going to have that choice now.
That was like best case scenario. Oh. Best case scenario for Kaqn, because he was able to get rid of that first, that level 1 sparking, but also kill a character in the process.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, he doesn't spend the bar. I think he wants to keep hold of it. Might not have killed.
Yeah, went in for maybe a reset attempt. Overhead connect.
There we go. Instant jump into the overhead. And now, because he chose to save the bar, he has 6 meters going into this. Now it's evened out. No sparking. And 2 characters each. There's the hit confirm. The wall bounce. And he drops it again. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Broly doesn't really have the fastest 2M in the game, so those conversions off Vanish are going to be a little bit trickier than some of the other characters. Yeah, he has to be.
He must be dead. Fling, and there it is.
Yep. See you later. Damage, damage, damage. Dead Gohan. Now, this is an excellent turnaround. Not a huge amount of bar has been spent, so now he has a nice amount to maybe try and take out this final character. No sparking on the side of Vegeta either, so this is going to be much more of an honest 2 versus 1.
Okay, now Broly throwing out the plasma, gets the energy shield up. Oh, but walks straight in.
That's a cross up on the super dash.
Oh,
another level 3
again. Yep. That's still a lot of damage. Get the hard knockdown. This might be one-hit kill territory if he can get hit. Oh, actually won't even need to. Oh,
what? You madman, RZA. I mean, that was the next level read. Level 1, no need for anything else. Kamehameha's going to do the job, and that's 1-0 for RZA.
Now, do you actually think we're going to see him stick with Adult Gohan? I'll just go back to Blue Goku. No, he's going to rematch it.
He just must really favor this matchup in particular against Broly. You know, and obviously the other characters as well.
Wow, he literally just shoved Vegeta out of the screen. That was so rude.
Get out of there, mate. This is my show.
Oh, and again, he really is struggling with those instant jump-ins. That actually might be a dead Gohan. He has 2 bars.
Oh, my word.
Also.
Level 1, right?
That's dead. I mean, that's dead. 2 level 1s, surely.
Level 1.
Oh! And the bomb went off, and he has another bar to spare. Didn't lose a speck of life. And now this is an amazing lead to have. All the setup.
A lot of instant jumps connecting. I think Kaqn's kind of just flailing at this point. Has to make something happen, but with one less character, it's going to be so much more difficult. We're going to see a confirm. Into the Vanish. Goku, of course, able to pick those up all day.
No, probably not going to spend the bar here. No. And the patience again.
All right, there's Broly. Nice block on that overhead.
Yeah,
plenty more pressure where that came from.
Oh, no. Oh! I actually love that as well. He went for the point-blank Kamehameha, almost like tempting Kaqn to press a button, because obviously that's not plus. And then, before you know it, Bardock comes flying in with the assist. And that's going to be a combo as well. Leading into this might actually be close to a dead Vegeta. Not quite, but one more hit could do it.
And at this point, I think Kaqn just really favors, let's just have a level 3 cell. If we're going to lose Vegeta, if this happens, no, he opts to go for it instead. Let's see if it works out.
Just built the bar. Not close enough. Bit of a dodgy angle for the Dragon Rush.
I was convinced Kaqn was going to try and save that level 3 sparking, but he has been able to keep Vegeta alive. At this stage, they're going to be almost even, unfortunately, with Cell getting opened up as well. The sparking has only served the purpose of keeping characters alive. Nice catch. No chance for a DP here.
Really good snapback setup, I should say, as well, to keep him blocking. Using all that sparking time. The plus frames get disrespected by the Vanish, but RZA doesn't enforce them.
Doesn't matter too much. I mean, he's taken like almost no damage. This is like so nearly a perfect.
Wow, RZA is looking in top form for taking this match so far. Going to spend 2 level 1s here. And that's going to be opts to get in Goku. So now Goku has Bardock assist and Broly assist. Vegeta, no sparking, but hella meter.
Right, here we go.
Oh, that's Cell, I should say. That's not Vegeta, that's Cell.
wrong color, mate, as well.
Oh, no!
Size. Oh!
Yeah, flings himself straight into that jumping M. 3 bars, will he spend them? I mean, he hasn't got any means to get health back.
Let's just use it for one more touch now. Ooh. Yeah, let's just swing. Let's just flail out those 2 H's. Who cares?
I mean, it's almost a bait, right? Make him want to come in to assist. And there's the Dragon Rush going straight in. That has to be death. Surely that has to be the end. He's dead.
1,000,000,000% this is a dead character. Kamehameha, finish it off. Level 1. Who cares? RZA is going to dominantly take that second game. And he's making it out of pools.
Wow, that was absolutely incredible. Incredible stuff all the way. RZA looking super strong, showing why he was such a favorite going into this pool.
But he's gone into this tournament confident, and I think the confidence is expressed in his gameplay. You know, I really love the character choice. I love how he's crafted not only, you know, his own playstyle around this team, but how he approaches the matchup. You know, it's a strict strategy of the second that match starts, we're going to get Broly in. We land a clean hit for like 40%, where they're going to tag into one of our oppressive extra characters, and most of the time it's Bardock. But Broly's assist is so excellent. The damage output is superb. You know, with sparking, this team works really well. And there's lots of chances to build meter as well. So I think I'm actually excited to see what happens in the top 8. I wonder if that means we're going to have RZA versus Foxy. I mean, we'd see that many times in a Mortal Kombat, but this is not Mortal Kombat. This is Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Speaking of NetherRealm Studios, though, that does bring us to the end of streamed content for Dragon Ball FighterZ for now. Thank you very much for tuning in, but also don't go anywhere, because next up we have Injustice 2 starting ready to go for the Injustice Pro Series. This is one of the tournaments that we really are looking forward to watching today. We have some of the absolute best players in in the world in attendance looking for those Pro Series points. But the streamed content for that is going to be on twitch.tv/NetherRealm. So make sure you're getting over there to watch what's about to come up next.
Yeah, so after the Injustice pools, which is going to be on NetherRealm, we're going to take a step back and then do Tekken pools afterwards later on in the day. But right now, it's going to be Injustice 2 time. So thank you for joining us. Jump over to NetherRealm for the Injustice 2 action, and we'll see you there.